Hey YouTube, it's Matt back for another video. I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I've been switching schools and this is a new room I'm in. So last time I know I said that I was going to do a video about the reliability of the Bible, so that's what I'm going to do. So basically I'm going to start with the Old Testament and then do the New Testament. So a lot of people don't think the Bible is very reliable. They think it's been translated so many times, it's not like the originals, and they think that things were added at later dates. But I'm here to tell you like facts about how reliable it is, that you can trust it. Because a lot of people don't, and that's why they don't believe, because they think that they can't trust the Bible. So anyway, first, the Old Testament. Now, Moses wrote the first five books of the Bible, and he didn't write those till 1400 BC, I'm pretty sure. And but before that, they had oral tradition to memorize, to know like the history of everything with Israelites and all the Old Testament stuff. Well, first five books, and so what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so a lot of people may think that oral tradition isn't reliable, like you can't trust it, but people were chosen and they devoted their whole lives to like memorizing the Old Testament, or like memorizing the history, like they devoted their whole lives, and then that was their like what they did for their life, and then Moses wrote it down later, and then they had these Masoretic texts, which was basically the Old Testament, I'm pretty sure, and what it was Hebrew scribes would they would make copies of this text, and they were so diligent though. Like if there was one mistake, they had to burn up the whole scroll and start over, and they couldn't write from memory. They had to write what was there, and their job was to make sure it was perfect. And now these were copied though in the 8th to 11th century AD. So a lot of people think that stuff was added, and like prophecy about Jesus, it was all added after Jesus. So it's not reliable. These aren't real prophecy, and they think that so many like all the stuff from history that was prophesied was all added later, and it's not reliable because it was copied so much later. Now that's their argument, but in 1946 the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, and they had multiple copies of the Old Testament, and so this is 1,300 years later about, and they found that like Masoretic texts were from 13,000 years later than the Dead Sea Scrolls. And the Dead Sea Scrolls had multiple copies of the Old Testament, and this dated back to the 4th century BC. So this was before even Jesus, and they have what was I going to say? They contained books like Daniel and Micah, which had prophecy in it about Jesus, like where he'd be born and stuff like that, and his life. And Daniel prophesies the fall of the Babylonian Empire and the rise and fall of the Persian Empire and the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. And this was all there, like before Jesus even. And this was all prophesied, and like a lot of people think it was added, but we see in the Dead Sea Scrolls that date back to the 4th century BC that um, it wasn't all added, because when they compared, this is the thing, when they compared the Dead Sea Scrolls to the Old Testament, the Dead Sea Scrolls, to the Masoretic text, it was almost exactly the same. All the prophecies were there, everything. So that's the Old Testament. The people gave their lives to memorize it, and the Masoretic text, the people copied uh, very diligently to make sure it was perfect, and it matches up with the Dead Sea Scrolls, which had the prophecy before it even happened. So now we're going to move to the New Testament. Now the New Testament, it's pretty much the most reliable ancient text ever, because we have 14,000 original manuscripts that date back to the first century, and this was like right after Jesus, and like it wasn't made so long. A lot of people think it was made so long after these stuff was written down, and it can't be reliable. People just it was from their memory, and it doesn't line up. But this was made right around the time of Jesus, so there was people still alive when these were made. There was people alive who were alive when Jesus was around. So if it didn't really happen, these would have never have lasted. Um, but yeah, but they did, because the people knew that what is in the Bible in the New Testament really did happen. Like that's why. Um, anyway, let's see. Yeah, and so these Old Testaments, a lot of people think the translations nowadays in the New Testament is all off because we're translating and so many translations and it's gone down the line and it's not um, reliable anymore. But when you compare a translation, any Bible today, to these original manuscripts, which is the original text, the original New Testament from the first century, is there's very few errors, and the errors that are there, they don't conflict with the message at all, like the message of Jesus. So, like people, you can trust the Bible, like the translations, like they translate it right from these original manuscripts. So it's very easy to translate it once they have these original copies. Um, so actually, that's pretty much it. I mean, there was councils that would be there to make rules to make sure the texts were accurate, and there were people who gave their lives to protect the Bible for its accuracy and to protect the history because they really had faith in it and believed it was real, it was true. So anyway, I mean, I probably missed some things, and maybe some things were unclear. I mean, I was kind of I don't know. There's this thing on YouTube. It explains a lot better than me. It's called History of the Bible. I'm pretty sure. I haven't found it, but I've heard that it's on YouTube. So maybe you can find it. The History of the Bible. It does a lot better um, explanation than I did. And um, I guess that's pretty much it. The reliability of the Bible. Um, yeah. So you can trust it. It's reliable. Um, and it's really one of the most reliable ancient documents ever. So it can be trusted. A lot of people, they need evidence to believe. I mean, so I mean that's not bad. I mean, but you can trust it, and yeah. So I think it's pretty cool and awesome that they found these Dead Sea Scrolls and like the New Testament first century copies. So I hope you.